Good morning. This is a final episode 4. I did episode 4A, Susan Edline, who had the dash cam video, showed it to both attorneys, and then subordinated perjury from the police that whooped me and separated my shoulder so that the police would not get charged with false arrest, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. Also, I'd been sexually assaulted and kidnapped by Jason Westcott of the Roswell Police Department that I got a $20 million lawsuit against in Cobb County. And this is Officer James Spivey, along with Ian Johnson, who not only assaulted me in public, but followed me home. When I called for an ambulance at 911, they kicked the door in. I was naked on the floor. They picked me up, put a gun in my head. She got in between the wall, performed oral sex on me, and he forcibly penetrated my rectum. Then she took me outside naked, fondled me in front of children, and drove me to jail naked, where I stayed for over 80 hours. I was hospitalized twice. Not once was I in the hospital for mental issues. It was for physical abuse by the police. The next one is Myra Dixon, the black female lawyer that went to Howard University, where my sister, Robin Mitchell, a former assistant federal prosecutor for the Justice Department, president of the Drug Task Force, who I was her security and bodyguard for. Myra Dixon refused to listen to the 911 call in order to wet nurse the police for the slave masters. She's a slave master. The other judge is a slave master. That's where we are with those two. Episode C, A, B, C, Craig Swall. After Linda Dukoski, the assistant district attorney, told the judge that I was arrested and charged with making a terroristic threat, that I was going to go Brian Nichols. He lost his damn white racist mind and told me I didn't deserve a trial. My sister was there. She said he needed to recuse himself because he's not impartial and he's biased. So he disqualified himself as a judge. All of them, they're disgusting, filthy, nasty, dishonorable, child molesting racists, and I can spit on them on their picture, but never on their person. I've never threatened nobody with bodily harm, and I have filed complaints with judicial board and everything. Now, we're at the fourth one, A, B, C, not D. Dishonorable Judge J.R. Mathis. I was stopped, arrested for driving under the influence. At that time, I did what I always do, like I was trained with Coastal Transport out of Savannah, Georgia, trucking company. Comply with the police, demand my rights to pay for an independent test, along with taking their test. He refused to let me pay for a test, took me to jail, and charged me with driving under the influence. This judge allowed the assistant solicitor to subordinate perjury from this guy. He told the court, I offered to pay for it. That is not what happened. He also denied me the right to have a court reporter for a criminal case. So there would be no record of what he did. Well, there's a record now because I put it out there. I despise you, you lanky redneck Georgia Peckerwood. You belong in a white robe, not a black one. And after I get you and the other 3 judges taken care of, I got Westcott. I'm going to get the other 2 for sexual assault and kidnapping, along with the other violations of my human rights. Let me remind y'all of something. This is my grandfather. He went to war in Germany. He was drafted by the United States of America to murder the crap out of the Germans who had enslaved and brutalized the Jews. My father, he's 17 on this picture. He joined the military on his own, and his father wouldn't sign for it. My grandfather, Willie Crenshaw, he changed his name to Mitchell. His aunt signed it because my father's father refused to sign for him to be used by the United States of America to free people from enslavement when we're still being enslaved. Back then, when my grandfather went, when my father went, when my sister was working against the war on drugs, that's me at 17. You see, we come from a long line of dedicated American citizens who fight for freedom. Now the fight is in my turf, on my ground, and I'm here to tell you something. Ain't no white maggot pie judge or his children, like they raped, molested my children, all your children got more rights to have a fair trial, to be duly prosecuted. Remember what I said about a duel? One man got a gun faced back to back. The other man got his gun back to back. You got a referee, you march off. Duly means that you have the same weapons and ammunition as your opponent. Even in boxing, they check the gloves, make sure they are the same. These 4 judges made sure that I was not duly prosecuted. Now, district attorney, you're going to take my a complaint for aggravated sexual assault and collateral misuse of office and malicious prosecution by all 4 judges, and don't send your lapdog out there to tell me I can't file a sexual assault charge on these Peckerwoods and they house niggers like Myra Dixon, the white folks wet nurse volunteer mammy. Now, Governor, I want you to please do your job, have these people investigated, and I want you to reverse all criminal convictions against me and let me get my CDLs back, my liquor license, my pistol permit, and a visa, so I can do what all of these people do for their children, travel and pay for them. My son was a guitar player, piano player, headed to the pros in baseball before some sick some bitch ran a red light. Judge Craig Swall said, we don't deserve a trial. Well, you're a damn lie. And let me show y'all this again. Look, check it out. I'm not making up that they still enslaving us like the 13th Amendment said, but you got to be duly prosecuted to be enslaved. They ain't duly prosecuted crap. White people, 261, by 100,000 residents. Latinos, less than 100 more. But blacks are whopping 1,240. And I'm amongst these people that were not duly prosecuted. And remember, everybody, I don't care what color you are, when the police ask you to submit to a DUI, drug, or alcohol, do it and make sure that you say it as loud as hell that you want to pay for an independent test. And stop this narcissistic bull crap. DARVO. How narcissists use to escape accountability. They reverse stuff. They make you the culprit and them the victim. It ain't happening. Now, J.R. Mathers, there you are. This is my anti-limited notice that the federal judge is going to tell me your complaint is frivolous and malicious. Having my penis sucked by that white police woman and fondled outside and taken to jail naked was frivolous and malicious. I got a right to make a complaint, and you ain't got the right to keep me from doing it. So recuse your punk ass and don't do like Craig Swall when I asked him to recuse his filthy ass for being biased. He locked me up and crippled me for the rest of my life. Screw him and screw the state, because that's what is on the charge and conviction. The state of Georgia versus Willie J. Mitchell. But I was not duly prosecuted, so all that is a wash. And now everybody know that you're practicing slavery is illegal. And like Nat Turner, except I ain't gonna come and kill you like he did. Talking about I said I was gonna go Brian Nichols. Y'all are the reason Brian Nichols killed them people. Cause you wanted to enslave him. But I majored in psychology. University year of action when President Carter was the president. A sociology psychology program. Mentally strong. Screw you physically. I'm back.